Your snow freaks. Hope you guys have enjoyed the snow day, and looks like you'll get another one tomorrow. And as you can see out there, the roads are still pretty a mess out there. So even driving out there, you know, I mean, I was out there a little earlier this afternoon driving to a meeting at my job, and even driving on the four-wheel drive in my SUV, in the SUV. It was still a little hairy, even fishtailed once. So I mean, it was a little hairy, but having those winter driving tips in the back of your head always does help. So at least that was the case. So you know, having those tips, you know, always helps. All right. Anyway, let's take a look at the temperatures outside right now. 28 degrees, and the radar picture. And the radar picture shows a pretty clear picture. However, a little bit further to the north, you still have a few flurries moving through portions of the D.C. metro area, parts of Northwest Virginia, even parts of down towards the northern neck. Overall, though, not a big deal, wouldn't amount to much. Current temperature, as I mentioned earlier, is 28 degrees. We did actually have a cold front move through the region, although it didn't have any precipitation with it. It was a dry cold front, and it reinforced the cold air coming into the region. Let's see. And it's been gusting a little bit throughout the day, making those wind chills feel like it in the teens. So it was pretty nasty. And today's high, we actually did hit 30 degrees. So first time we've hit that in a couple of days. So pretty good. I just wanted to show you the general weather picture, see where the front was. I'm not sure if it will show up on this map, but yeah, basically this is the front. Well, actually, no, I thought we did have it move through the area, but it hasn't. But this is the front currently lined up across portions of Western Virginia. Western Virginia out towards along the valley has already been colder. But out ahead, we have temperatures in the low 30s and upper 20s. So expect, as the front moves through, the temperatures really plummet, and expect another very frigid night tonight with highs in the in the low teens. So in low teens, maybe in single digits once again. So you can see all that stuff that melted today, it'll freeze over once again. So not going to be good. Not going to be a good situation if you have to get out tomorrow morning. So yeah, you can see all those cold temperatures already single digits parts of West Virginia. So you can see how rigorous this cold front is. Let's see. So, and then tomorrow we'll have temperatures a little bit colder than today. We'll see highs tomorrow right around the low to mid 20s as highs. Keep that in mind. But then as we on to Saturday, we'll have a little bit warmer. I think we might be able to get above. I do think we'll be able to get above freezing. And but here's I think that's where our next chance of snow will come along. Again, not going to be a big deal like it was. It was a semi-big deal Tuesday, but it's not going to be as much as what we saw with let's see, with Thursday. But you can see a cold front. See air low pressure parking right across the Great Lakes. This is in association with the cold front, which is lined up right here. And you can see bringing some light snow to portions of Southwest Virginia, West Virginia, towards Pennsylvania, and parts of the Northeast. You can see as we move forward, we can see a couple of snow showers in the Delmarva. And this time, you see that little thinner blue line right there? That's a below freezing line. This is a 32-degree line. So most of the state's actually above freezing at this time. But you can see once the cold front moves through, this is I think we're moving on to hour 57. This is the American model, the GFS. Not too bad of a model, but not the best at this range. Well, I mean, at this range, around 60 hours or below out, and you know, it's not too bad. You can see a few snow showers around Northern Virginia. I'm still leaving it in the forecast since I'm still leaving the chance of some snow showers in the forecast. Could see a dusting, but I do think the best chance of seeing maybe an inch will be probably across the northern portions of the state and parts of the northern neck. Although I'm not ruling out some snow showers here, so that's what some of the other models have been suggesting. So I'm not ruling that out. You can move on to hour 60. You can see that cold air begins to set in. Notice that blue line all the way down towards southern Georgia. See, move out towards hour 66. You can see our next system moving through the area. This is let's see, this is 3 days out, so we're looking at next Sunday. This is Sunday morning, and you can see this is our next system. Move on to hour 72. This is around 1 o'clock, just past the lunch hour. You can see that system. Whoops. Need to scroll up just a teensy bit. You can see that system moving into portions of West Virginia. And this is the first time I actually looked at this model for this run of the model today. See, most of it does slide north of the area. But it does bring some areas like Southwest Virginia. Let's see, areas like some portions of Southwest Virginia, some snow showers, and there could still be a couple of snow showers moving in for Sunday and to Monday. May see some of those snow showers out in Northern Neck and out in the Northern Neck and the Eastern Shore. So I'm not ruling out a chance of a snow shower or two for Sunday into Monday. But not going to be a big deal. I'm expecting little to no accumulation. And you notice this is our next system. You notice this is our next system about to move through is another. You note these two systems right here. We're going to watch that as we move into time. You can see a little pressure develops off the coast of North Carolina. Okay, so we move on. This is 5 days out. This is around this is around Tuesday. So again, this low pressure moves offshore, and you can see let's move out back a frame. Maybe bring some light snow to portions of the Outer Banks, but that's about it. But this system does need to be watched because the storm is there. The fact of the matter is, the storm is there, and it could trend further west, and some of the other guidance does suggest it will bring us some decent snow amounts on Tuesday into Wednesday. So something to keep an eye on. Even though this model doesn't have it, as we get closer, hopefully some of those models will come into closer agreement. Just that they're not in full agreement, which is expected this far out. So you can see the cold takes a little bit of a break for let's see, Tuesday morning, but you can see this is for Tuesday morning, you see, but then that Arctic front moves through early Tuesday morning, and boom, here we go, with the cold air again, blue line lining all the way down towards the southern U.S., even making it down towards portions of Florida. So we could see another morning in Florida with temperatures below freezing once again. So pretty cold winter they've been having. You can see another area of low pressure developing, but here's the problem. Look at this big area of high pressure. So why don't we see anything? We don't see anything beyond South Carolina. See this? It just suppresses the storms and keeps them further south. Now, if it backs off the high just a little bit, if the high backs off just a little bit, we might be dealing with a snow chance. But again, other models have been showing a weaker high, which would mean a storm riding up the coast, getting us at least some snow, portions along the immediate coastline. But something to watch, something we really need to keep an eye on closely. Again, this is just one model, so other models have different solutions. And you can see a low pressure develops along the coast. This is for actually Tuesday afternoon. And you can see this actually backs off the high just a little bit. So this is actually a little bit better than the previous runs, where it had only a little bit of snow to eastern North Carolina and southeast Virginia. Let's see as we move forward into frame. Yeah, you can see it looks pretty good. A decent snowstorm for portions of, you see, for eastern North Carolina, the Outer Banks, and even down towards South Carolina. Yeah, it's actually a little bit closer to the coast than it was in previous runs. So we could be looking at it. It's starting to come into agreement, trending towards some of the other models which have some snow for us. So something to keep an eye on. Definitely something to keep an eye on. But it does bring a good snowstorm portions of southeast Virginia and eastern North Carolina. So something to really keep a close eye on. It just depends on how much this area of high pressure, big dome of high pressure right here, backs off. Because if it's too strong, it's being suppressed and it just moves to the south. So, and as we move forward, and yeah, this model is still updating, and you can see, this is a little bit better than the previous run. So this is something that we really need to watch closely in 5 days time frame when we start to get a slightly better idea of the situation. So something to keep a really close eye on as throughout the weekend. And the good news is, though, we already have the cold air in place. So that's definitely something to keep that in mind, because whatever falls will likely be as snow. Because it just does not look like we can get a track like last year. We had these tracks tracking through the Midwest, which would bring us some ice maybe and changing over the rain. Not the case this time, as we have those storms, a bit more favorable pattern for storms to ride right up the coast. Although this one's a little bit further offshore, some storms have suggested. And here's one snow map. Now I caution you guys, this is just one model, but you can see. So it could change again, so don't freak out when you say, oh my gosh, it's going to snow 6 to 8 inches. Again, it's just one model run. It could change. This is at the point where it could still change from run to run. This is a European model. Pretty reliable, pretty accurate this far out, so around 5 days out, pretty good. But again, this just gives you an idea. Solid 3 to 6 inches over much of the state, and 6 to 9 over eastern, central, and eastern Virginia.